4 ways that stereotypes of Black women are absolutely suffocating us. The strong Black woman, the angry Black woman, the saved Black woman, the super Black woman. Today we'll be talking about 4 personas that are often pushed on Black women and frequently cause us stress, struggle, and conflict. Today we will define those 4 stereotypes that affect Black women in everyday circumstances, and then we'll talk about how coaching can help women to overcome those stereotypes. The strong Black woman. The strong Black woman persona comes from this idea that Black women should be stronger than women of every other race. What this leads to is a lot of pressure and the expectation that we are to push down our emotions and feelings. This unrealistic expectation that we have to be tough and unbreakable can cause physical and emotional damage to us as Black women. When I was completing my dissertation research, oftentimes in the focus groups I had with Black women, I'd hear stories of women being told, okay, we're going to the funeral, but we're not going to cry and we're not going to act up. There was this expectation that we have to show that we're strong and tough and resilient. I know in my own personal situations after the death of my husband, my employer even called me into the office and said, no matter what happens to you, always keep a smile on your face. Not knowing that image of strength was actually killing me. What I needed to learn is that strength does include crying. Strength does include asking for help. Strength does include moments that I allow myself to be human. What I needed to know and do in that circumstance is to redefine strength, to know that strength is weakness, that strength is reaching out, that strength comes from support. The angry Black woman. The angry Black woman stereotype is another trope that causes Black women to suppress their emotions and feel like they have to put on a persona in front of other people. Society sees us as this angry person, so we spend all of this energy trying to show everybody that we're not. In doing so, it causes us to be disconnected from other people and ourselves. By nature, I'm a very serious person. But being so serious has caused people to give me feedback that I need to smile more, that I need to intimidate people less, because that seriousness is perceived as anger. So trying to reinvent myself and make myself more acceptable to other people has often caused a weight for me that is hard to carry. So what's the solution? One solution is to allow yourself to express a full range of emotions, yet also having discernment about where that's appropriate and where it's not. You'll find who you can take risks with, who can you take that mask down for, and who you can be your authentic self around. The saved Black woman. The saved Black woman stereotype is another one that causes Black women to suppress their emotions and sometimes not reach out for help. It's this idea that if I'm a Christian, I have faith, and my faith says I don't question anything. My faith says that all I need is God. And while God is a source of strength and solace, it's this understanding that at times we might have questions and that it's okay. At times we may need other people, and that's okay too. I remember going through the death of my 5-month-old son, and I had so much anger and also so many questions. I was so blessed that these 2 older Christian women came in and they said it's okay to take those questions to God. They said that means you're still having a dialogue. So the solution here for the saved woman is to understand that you were never meant to be isolated and just to accept, that you can question, get answers, explore, and find people who can work through this issue with you. The super Black woman. The super Black woman is the 4th of these stereotypes, and what it represents is our internal expectation that we must be perfect. We have to be better than everyone else in the room. We have to do more. And this idea that we have to excel at every area of our lives can be at the expense of our personal well-being. The constant pursuit of perfection can lead to feelings of inadequacy and stress, as well as the idea that reaching out for help is a sign of weakness. I could give you a million stories of how this constant pursuit of perfection has plagued me my entire life. It creeps into the expectations that I have with every presentation. I can't just do enough, I've got to do more than enough. It creeps into my expectations for my children. You can't just be average, you have to be above average. It creeps into expectations that I have for people that work with me, that we have to be superior. And always operating at a 10 can be very debilitating and exhausting. So what do you do about it? Number one, you learn to give yourself grace. That I don't always have to have it all together. It's funny because when I talk to the coaches that I work with, I tell them that the biggest way that they can connect to the clients that we serve is through their imperfections, not their perfection. Nobody can relate to a perfect person, but they can relate to someone who is human just like them. And the second thing we do is we surround ourselves with people who accept us for who we are, flawed, imperfect, striving, and absolutely positively human. These 4 stereotypes can trap Black women in a box, limiting their self-expression and potential. As a Black woman, I've experienced every single one of them. Like going to church and feeling like I had to tell everyone I'm blessed and highly favored, despite the fact that I was really going through. The times I felt like I needed to wear a mask and not show my true emotions so that it didn't make anybody else uncomfortable. There were times I felt like I couldn't speak out because if I did, I would be perceived as angry. And there were times that I pushed myself beyond my limit because I thought that's the only option I had. What I found that can help you deal with all 4 of those stereotypes is something called self-coaching. It's this process of being aware of what's causing you pain and working your way to strategies that lead you out of that pain. That's absolutely what we do at the Whole Heart Center. We coach you and teach you to eventually coach yourself. To learn more about self-coaching, keep watching our videos. We'll be sharing strategies and tools that will help you to coach yourself through life situations.